So yeah, as we're sessioning today, just let me know if you have any questions. I know we have this whole document that you sent me. There's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be wanting to go over today. But yeah, let's just get right into it with just a quick best of 3. This connection is buttery smooth. I like it. It's so good.
Yeah, I got that wire connection.
Nice, dude. Okay, now let's do it. I like the down B spacing in neutral. You're definitely going to want to make sure you... Yeah, that's a good ledge trap there. I like it. I like it.
That's a good, is that true, like, down tilt to down air?
It's not true. It's a nice setup if you know that someone's going to double jump right as soon as you down tilt, or if they don't have a double jump yet left, because it's going to stuff them, and then they're like, okay, well, I have to use my up B to recover now. So you know that their only option is to up B at that point, and some characters are going to be real susceptible. If you stuff them out of your jump, you can just down air them while they're in the startup of their up B. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely a character dependent thing. Happens to work extremely well against DK. A little easier to stage dependent too. The downward sloping ledges, it's gonna work a little bit more nicely on Lilat as well as Yoshi's story.
Okay, yeah.
I noticed you saw something in your notes about, you wrote something about being patient on ledge. That's incredibly important with DK because he has very limited options from ledge for the most part. So when you grab ledge, you're gonna want to be patient, wait for your opponent to mess up or make a commitment, and then use your invincibility to get up and get back safely. Yeah. It's another mix-up that you can try to do if someone's a little bit too much crowding the ledge, then you can get that nice little up B poke just to slap them away to get back on stage safely.
Oh wow, that's filthy.
Yeah, again, that's a combination of the down angled slant letting you do the down tilt. So the reason why that's better on that stage is because both of those moves I use there actually get angled down lower than usual because of the slant. So the down tilt will angle down and the down smash will also angle down. So it'll hit low, which is nice.
That's like on Lilat, like maybe like Yoshi's story, right? That would work.
And another question I saw you had there, what are DK's best stages? Hint, Yoshi story, the absolute best stage for DK, I think. Right up there with PS2. PS2 being good because of the platform layout.
The blast zones are like...
normal size blast zones on PS2. In fact, all the percents that we have labbed, I don't know if you have that documentation yet or if you're in the DK Discord. I didn't ask you that yet, but if not, you should absolutely be... Okay, I got you. I'll hit you up with that right after this session today. What we want is we want to get you there's basically an image that you can put so that you have it even as a background on your phone if you're like going to a tournament or something, and you don't have to memorize all the percents. You could just like look at your lock screen, boom, you have all the percents right there. All the calculations, everything for every character.
I've been trying to do them in training mode, but it's hard without a second person.
Right. So that's an example of what you can do in terms of ledge trapping. You can kind of hold ledge if you know that someone is probably going to want to get up or get up attack. You can kind of guard that option, and then you can jump out of shield to cover jumps. Or you can react by be like, you know what? All right, I'm covering ledge get up. I'm covering get up attack. let me cover jump with a nair, and then drift back and down B to cover the roll. So you can cover a lot of options with DK, actually.
Yeah, I still haven't like really mastered the platform up though. I'm trying it out though.
Yeah, it's definitely worth messing around with. We can get into a little bit of a practice session where I can show you the best execution for that, as well as what I think are the best control schemes for you to have, depending on what your current control scheme is. I don't want to throw you off too much, but
no, yeah, some of that would definitely be helpful though. Oh, shit.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, that catches a lot of people off guard with the down.
Nice. Oh, yeah. I like the mix-up option you went for the side B. However, you just want to make sure that the risk-reward is worth it. It's kind of something that you...
I get caught doing that a lot.
Yeah, it's a good mix-up, but you want to make sure that you're doing it like if someone's shielding at ledge and they have a damage shield, or if they're being aggressive. By that I mean aggressive with single hits. You don't want to be doing that side B against a multi-hit because it's not going to armor through the multi-hits. So,
oh yeah, that's very true. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit matchup dependent. Yeah, but it's definitely good if someone is over shielding at ledge, if they're committing a little bit too much with single, maybe they're charging like a smash and they're too close to the ledge and you know it's a single hit smash attack and you know that you're going to be able to armor it or something, but generally it should be used in kind of a more reserved way. You can also space the side B so that you don't have to actually go on stage with it. You can actually grab the ledge while you're side B'ing their shield. So if they're real close to ledge, like here, like go ahead and hold shield right near ledge. I'll just show you. So you can kind of side B and also grab the ledge right away. And now boom, no cooldown, you can get up, do a punish. So that's you just want to get used to that spacing there. Something I also like to show is that you can actually side B to just grab the ledge quicker. Normally if you back air and then up B, that's kind of like what will happen, not the SD part, but if you back air and then up B right away, you won't grab ledge, but if you back air side B, it grabs ledge immediately.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It grabs starting on frame 1, so it'll cancel the whole animation and just grab, so that's pretty cool, and that ties into the fight. It's probably the most useful way to use side B, is to hit them and also grab ledge.
That'd be good if maybe like a villager or someone was like recovering right there, you would want to like jump off and do that and then grab ledge maybe. You
can also side B and hold down slightly. Like you can run off side B, and if you hold down for a little bit right before grabbing ledge, your hitbox will actually come out, and then you can spike people and then grab ledge.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that in one of your most recent videos. Right?
It was probably King doing that because he's like the perfectionist with that. He does it constantly. He does it real good in DK Dittos. But there's other matchups that it's also very good in. Let me just make sure.
Is that also good for ledge trumps doing that?
Yeah. It's a good mix-up for ledge trumping as well. It's a little slower than normal trumping. However, it has many different uses. You're like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna hit him. Let me just side B normally. But if you're gonna try to hit him, you can side B and then hold down a little bit, so that the hitbox comes out. And then just don't hold down too long because then you'll fall. Yeah. There's another way you can do it. You can do a runoff. Oops, not that. You can do a runoff B reverse side B, which is a little bit harder to do. Like that.
Oh yeah, that looks complicated.
If you get good at it, it's basically what it is a runoff, and then I'm side B'ing to the right, and then immediately directing it back to the left. So that will that'll automatically make it so that the hitbox comes out and then you snap ledge right away.
Okay.
It's good to practice this for like B reverse tech skill. And if you mess up, you get that down B stuff, I guess, with my misinput I'm getting. But yeah, just a little neat little trick you can do. But yeah, optimal cargo combos, I would say, depending on what you're trying to do. I noticed from 0 to 40 you said up air. I would generally recommend to go for cargo up throw nair or back air instead.
Is that to not stale the up air? Looks like the,
yes, that,
okay.
And also it's really matchup dependent, right? So if you get a grab on like a Toon Link or a character where you know that the window is like non-existent and you're not really going to, you're not going to get a chance to get the kill confirm on a platform into this, right?
Yeah.
Anytime you get a grab on them, whatever you can do to do damage is necessary. So by all means, up air away. Because the other thing too is that some of those floaty characters, you won't be able to combo them with anything else because of their like floatiness and how far away they're sent and how light they are. If you try to do anything else that's not as fast as up air, they'll actually be able to air dodge it. So you want to keep that in mind too. If it's a matchup where you know you're going to be able to get some parries, get a lot of grabs, get some pivot grabs. In this matchup, for instance, this is like one of those variable matchups where you don't have to keep up air fresh. You can up air a lot, but if you do that, just know that you're not going to be able to get a kill with the PDKO, with the jump, double jump, up air. But when you lose your stock, all of your moves refresh. So now all of that damage that you dealt to them on your next stock, when you come back, everything's fresh, and now you can go. Now you can go for it.
Okay.
And in this matchup, say for instance, the window is 80 to 98. So yeah, if you decide that, you know what, I'm going to go for PDKO on the second stock because this first stock isn't looking too hot. Let me just try to get as many up airs as I can for damage first. So it all kind of like factors in, yeah.
Yeah, so something else I saw you talking about one time was like doing this to double back air or something?
Yeah.
Is that a good option to want to go for?
Yeah, so that's generally what I say on heavies. I believe it's 15 to 25%. On everyone else, it's like 10 to 20% or something like that. It's pretty variable. Yeah, am I teaching him the tactical SD too? No, Kevin. Yeah. So like at around this percent, and this is DI-able, but the optimal combo that you can do, which was discovered by Proctavia, I believe, which is to do a grounded cargo up throw, and then you're gonna dash forward to get barely enough dash momentum so that you can get full momentum that when you jump and double jump, it'll like kind of look like this. And now what you're gonna add to that is a back air. So you're doing a dash forward almost for almost like a frame or two, just so that you get that full forward momentum, so that when you jump back, you're still facing forward, but you get that like backwards momentum. And then you do an immediate double jump out of it while holding full backwards. So now what we do is we put that together with a back air. And what I actually do is I do jump, double jump with L. Now we didn't talk about your controls too much yet, but we can get into what I think you should have with DK is you should have a trigger jump. And if you utilize or you try to utilize attack canceling at all, a trigger jump is going to be necessary, as well as your C-stick set to tilt.
Yeah, I do have C-stick on tilt.
Okay. So this is what it looks like when you put it together. And what that is, again, is cargo up throw, again, in a specific percent range, kind of like 15 to like 25%-ish. Also, you can't have rage if you're going to go for this. That's otherwise, if you have rage...
So it's a good like beginning of match kind of option.
Right. It's like if you have momentum and you get like a dash attack on them, or a down B and then a grab, that's going to put them right into the range, pretty much.
Yeah.
And what I do, again, for the controls is I dash forward, and I have my controls on my layout here, so you'll be able to see it in the video when you go back. I jump with Y after dashing forward, and then I hold back to get backward momentum, and then I L jump for the double jump, C-stick backwards for the back air, and then while continuing to hold back the whole time, I mash A for the second back air to make sure it combos, so it looks something like this.
Okay, yeah, that's
yeah. Kind of like that. You don't want to go too high though. You want to make sure that you're going to connect with that first back air. And actually that first back air can connect. You want to get it so that it connects with like the most inside part of DK's back air as possible. You don't want to get it with his foot, because if you get the foot, you're not going to get the second back air to combo because you're not going to be close enough.
Yeah.
You can get it
So
almost
you want
like
it
with
to be
his
like a
back.
hit almost?
No, you want to. It's gonna be a strong hit. DK's backer is timing based. His whole hitbox is a sweet spot. For the first part of the move. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The later part of the move is where it has it. It lasts for a long time. It's frames 7 through 16. So it's a long hitting attack, but it's only, I believe, the first 3 or 4 frames are the strong hit. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, it's just the beginning of it that's strong. That is something you definitely want to go into training mode and just turn on stale moves, set the percents on your opponent, and then just kind of test it over and over again. Of course, they're not going to be mixing up DI on you, but this is going to be good for you to test the execution. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So something I really wanted to go over was out of shield options, because I feel like I get caught in shield a lot, and then I end up either shield grabbing and missing, or usually I try to back air out of shield. But what do you usually like to do out of shield?
Okay, well, unfortunately for DK and the mechanics of this game, shield grabbing is a thing of the past. It's not that good unless someone makes a really big mistake, or you know that they have a lot of cooldown after their attack.
Yeah, I get punished for it all the time. It's just such a habit.
So the thing is, though, that everyone knows that you're going to try to grab. So what is the thing that 90% of people do is they spot dodge after they land.
Yeah.
So you just have to have patience. That's really it.
Just wait out the spot dodge and then grab.
Blocking an attack, if you're forced into shield and you have to block something, then sure, just stay patient, wait for spot dodge, then grab. But the thing is that you have to be very careful with your timing because of the existence of spot dodge canceling. They're not just going to spot dodge and then sit there and do nothing. They're going to spot dodge and then mash buttons, which cuts their spot dodge lag in half, so they can act faster out of it because they're mashing buttons. So you have to read the spot dodge and also read whether they're mashing buttons afterwards.
So maybe even like as a mix up, like rolling after they spot dodge would be alright.
If you want to just get out of there when someone, honestly, this game, shielding is just not a position that you want to be in, especially as a heavyweight that doesn't have good out of shield options. Bowser, on the other hand, has great out of shield options. You want people to hit your shield, yeah, because you can counter out of it. But DK, not so much. So if you're resetting in neutral, you can kind of run up and shield, and if they didn't space something unsafely on your shield, you kind of want to reset, whether that's with rollback or with jump back. You kind of want to reset your position because you don't want to purposely get in someone's face in your shield if you know that puts you in a mix-up situation.
So what about say you're playing against like a Yoshi? Would a good option to be turn around and shield, expecting them to cross you up and then grab?
Like what is the Yoshi doing in this case?
Like say they nair your shield and they cross it up. Like then would shield grabbing be a good option?
At that point, the nair is gonna be too safe. If they cross up your shield with the nair, you're not going to be able to turn around and shield before they can put out an up tilt or something. So at that point, you're gonna want to get out of there because now they've crossed up your shield, and DK does not have excellent out of shield options behind him except for back air. And that will really only hit taller characters. So that's something that you could attempt, but again, I want to say just from experience that if a Yoshi crosses up your shield with like a late nair, you're not going to be able to punish it. Like just even if I'm DK, go ahead and face me and shield. And I'm going to go ahead and nair and see if you can like turn around and do something. See? Like that only worked because I was sitting there holding shield. Now watch, I'm going to do it again and go ahead and hold shield. Oh, you could do that. Yeah, you could parry. Yeah, if you parry, then that's good. If you know that they're going to press a button. So if you can parry that, then you can punish. Sure. And again, sometimes that's not even always the case.
Situational.
It is situational. It's not even always the case. I would say, if you're talking about Yoshi, think of situations where like, think about this situation. So you're up tilting Yoshi at like 20% or so. Just enough to launch him where it's like you can't follow up because you are in too much cooldown. He's gonna land with an aerial, so you try to shield. So what you can do is you can up tilt and then flash your shield because now he's gonna nair and you're gonna parry it. And after that, now you have pretty much options of what you want to do. At that point, I usually just up tilt again, and if they continue, I just keep putting them in that situation and like making them panic until they are forced to do something else. Yeah, see how they react, see what resources they try to use to get out of it. They might jump away. They're just like, screw this. But Yoshi does have a counter option to that. He can just fall and egg lay if you're flashing your shield. So there's kind of like counterplay to each and every situation. Generally though, what I do in neutral is I space with down B. I like to, when I'm resetting my position, space with neutral air. So like if I'm gonna jump backwards, I'll jump out of shield and put out a neutral air for a couple of reasons. It at least instills some sort of presence, and like you're not putting pressure on anyone, but you're retreating safely, and that nair can do things for you. It can stuff jump-ins, it can stuff projectiles, it can catch items that are thrown at you. Of course, matchup dependent, you're not going to want to jump back nair if you're fighting like a Rob or something, and he's going to shoot a laser at you, you know? So it's all just like kind of within the matchup. But yeah, generally just holding shield and jumping back is, yeah, the key is you don't want to be in someone's face as DK. You want to read their defensive habits and like you know, wait for their spot dodge grab. You want to catch their roll and dash past them and grab. You want to stay within a range where you can down B or run up down B, punish all habits, whether it's spot dodge or roll forward, roll backwards. Yeah. Other than that, DK does have some very like really kind of particular options. If you know that they're gonna land and press a button, and you know that that it's not like a multi-hitting, it's not like a rapid jab or something, then when they nair, you can up B out of shield. That has frame 5 super armor, and that's actually 13 frames of super armor. So a good example of when to use this would be, say, if someone lands on your shield, and again, to do the quick up B out of shield, you just hold R and then you tap up and B at the same time to get it real consistent. So let's just say, for example, let's see. If I land on your shield with something like a nair and then I mash jabs afterwards, you should be able to up B out of shield there. So watch, I'm gonna nair, and right after the nair, I want you to up B. Wow. Well, that was a multi-hit and it clashed out. So that just shows you how it's situational. So I'm only gonna do, this time I'm gonna do a nair and then an F tilt to see how that works out. Yeah. Yeah, my F tilt didn't even come out. So like, that has a decent enough, it's not incredibly fast, and that's because the hitbox doesn't come out right away on it. But the reason that it's good is that the armor is frame 5. So that's something that will be particularly useful against, again, single hitting attacks. Characters like Ike come to mind when they're spacing with things like forward tilt, up tilt. Like when they nair and then they land, they're usually either gonna spot dodge or they're gonna, you know, combo you out of it, obviously, if they hit you. It's very matchup dependent. It's not a great option all the time, which is why I wouldn't recommend it often. Pretty much you're gonna look for defensive options and grab, or you're gonna know the fact that DK's shield grab out of shield, I believe, I always get this wrong, I think it's frame 12, frame 14, let me find out. Grabs, standing grab from a shield is, okay, it's active frames 12 through 14. So the problem in this game, and the reason why shield grab's not as good, standing grab by itself is frame 8. And it's active until frame 10, right? But out of a shield, it takes 4 more frames, because you have to drop your shield first. So
it's just more laggy and
exactly,
can react to it.
Exactly. So if you're looking for grabs, that's why it's important to know that dash grab has more range. You can chase someone down, it's active frame 11. The key there being that it has more range. Pivot grab is active frame 12, but it has way more range than standing grab. And it just keeps you safer, right? So pivot grab is going to be really useful too when you have reads on someone either running in or when you're like sharking them underneath and you're like reading their drift. Maybe they air dodge because they're scared because you empty jumped, and then you pivot grab.
Okay, yeah, that's like tomahawking kind of, right?
Yeah.
So another thing, is like I noticed when I watch like your DK, like your movement is like insane. Like you move like so quickly that it's like you can keep up with when you played against like that exhibition against that Sonic. Like you were keeping up with the Sonic. Like when I play Sonic, I just get outsped in every situation. So like, what would you say would be a good like maybe drill to practice for like movement, or maybe some like things I could practice to get better with my movement?
Well, something that I want to mention right away is that as useful as it is to have quick movement with DK, it's even more important to first understand how important it is to walk with DK, only because, yeah, I've mentioned this before, but it's just important to reiterate that when he shields, his dash doesn't come out until frame 15, I believe, or something like that. It might be even slower in this game, which in Smash 4 made him the third slowest character to have an action out of a dash in terms of shielding, and I think he's like bottom 5 in this game still. So what that means is when you run in, you're gonna get blown up if you're too close to someone and they have some sort of projectile or good hitbox. So that's why it's important to walk, because your shield comes out frame 1. So if you want to get in and parry something, it's important to be able to walk. So now in terms of movement options, however, if you want to like mix up your movement and kind of move back and forth, of course you can walk back and forth to microspace. That's going to be in the slower pace matchups where you want to kind of control space and keep it like unpredictable. But the way that I usually move is I'm doing foxtrotting. So I'm tapping forward and letting go, and then I'm tapping the other way. So you can kind of do this. This is just a stationary kind of foxtrot back and forth, just covering one space. But you can also tap multiple times to now control a little bit of this space, and now do that same movement back and forth, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Okay. Now, you can also mix that up another way. There's something that I do, is I do a stuttered foxtrot dash dance. So what I'm doing is like a specific rhythm. You might be able to hear it. It's like, so what it is it's a foxtrot into a delayed second foxtrot. So it's like I'm stuttering. What that does is it makes it unpredictable as to what I'm doing. So it makes it harder for my movement to be read, and I can also have like mix-ups out of it. So normally if you go like this, it's like, this is real predictable looking. They know what you're gonna do. You're either gonna go forward or you're gonna go backwards. Yeah. So I don't know how good extended dash dancing is in this game, but I still use it because it's like ingrained in me. It's like part of my movement. So here's the difference. This is the normal dash dance, and then you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can definitely see the difference there.
It's not as responsive in this game because there's a little bit of input buffering, but it's very good if you want to quickly dash away and then dash in. So what that allows you to do is, like, normally if you just dash in, someone's going to be ready for it. But if you go like this, that quickly gave them space, and then you're quickly closing the space afterwards. So what that will mean is that they're going to whiff a move, or they're going to miss their spacing, and then you can get in and punish. So a lot of times I will do something like that, or I will dash out, expect them to close space with a jump, and then go in with an attack cancel back air. Which again is something that is pretty intense if you haven't labbed it itself yet. I have quite a few lessons where I've gone over the attack canceling stuff. That really relies on what your control scheme is set up to in order to optimize how good that is. But the reason that movement is good is because it's a safe neutral spacing where you're not committing to anything, but you're allowing yourself access to your burst options if the opportunity is presented to you. So you can be like, okay, dash out, dash in. Did they do something that was punishable? Cool, dash attack, get a combo. Or did they roll? Did they spot dodge? Do I expect them to roll back? Let me chase them down. I'm not in spacing to get a dash attack, but I can run and down B them because they rolled. So
I feel like a lot of times when I dash back, dash forward, they'll shield expecting dash attack. So like if I notice that, I could that and then
like if you can close the space enough, you can get inside and get a grab. Generally, people that play against DK enough, that will be too predictable. So if you see them shielding, sometimes it's enough just to get, because like, go ahead and shield here. That's incredible. I just destroyed your shield. Now you can play aggressive. If you just get a down B on their shield, at that point, anything that you touch their shield with will break it. So they are very scared to shield. They're going to jump away. They're going to be doing defensive habits. That's perfect. You want them to start jumping because now you can chase with back airs, with up airs.
That's really smart. Yeah, I like that.
So even if you're not hitting with the down B, the fact that if you space it well as a neutral tool and you're damaging shields with it, that's like one of the biggest things that DK does that's very subtle that people don't realize is his shield damage with this move allows him to now open up his aggressive game. And also, go ahead and shield this, and then like roll back and shield again. It pokes. So like, and you can chase with that. So if you get someone cornered, down B, they hold shield, run up side B, kill him. Or run up, run up B, or honestly run up side B. If they shield again, you break their shield. So yeah, that's just some little things, little subtle things. But in terms of movement, I would definitely practice the movement on the ground. Also practice like short hopping and then fast falling. That's like pretty useful. You want to be good at empty jumping with DK because his airspeed's very good. So especially if you want access to tomahawks, you want to get good at the fox trotting and as well as the back airs so that you can condition shields. And also just like short hop neutral airs and fast falls. Any sort of hitbox that's quick, learn how to short hop it and fast fall it so that you can be as actionable as possible as soon as you land. You don't want to toss out any aerial that's going to leave you any more vulnerable than it has to.
Yeah, I definitely run in and back air a lot, like reverse aerial, reverse back air, just like expecting them to jump and then I get up smash or up tilted.
Yeah.
Something.
So that's something that you're going to want to save until you've conditioned them to jump or you read the jump. You don't want to just throw it out. You want to do it because you've been down being or you've been doing something that's making them want to jump out of there. Generally, I feel like the down B does that, but also, a dash attack, they're just going to shield that. So that's really just conditioning whether or not they're going to, if they're either respecting your space with dash attack. If not, then you can do a well-spaced dash attack. That's something else that, in case you didn't know, the dash attack can be obviously very poorly spaced. Like this is a poorly spaced one. Go ahead and shield. This one, you will always be able to grab me there before I can act. Yeah. But if you space it like this, like go ahead and shield this one, you can't grab that.
Then you can spot dodge.
You can spot dodge. You can also do other things.
You want like the end of it.
It's depending on if you can get the end of it. Absolutely, that's perfect. That's what you want. Sometimes you want the strong hit if they're at lower percents, like at this percent that you're at here. I actually, because you're a heavyweight, to get a combo, I want the strong hit. Otherwise, I won't be able to get that. But now that you're at 50, I want the weak hit because since you're at a little bit higher percent, I want the late hit dash attack has more frame advantage because the move is ending, so you can act faster. Also has a little bit less knockback, so you can get the combo out of it at the higher percents. That's kind of how that works. So, and again, the way I'm doing that is I'm doing the attack cancel back airs, which have you messed around with that at all? Is that something that you're interested in learning?
I always hear people talk about it, but I don't really know exactly what it is.
Okay, well, we're going to teach it to you today, and we're going to change your controls. In fact, let's just do it right now, because we wanted to talk about control schemes. I don't like to force control schemes down people's throats, but
it's definitely something I'll try out.
Yeah, if you want to do what I've been experimenting with my controls for years now, and I feel like right now this is like, again, there's something important to know about attack canceling is that it's very dependent upon if you have a good connection, you'll be able to attack cancel your heart away. But on a bad connection, don't bother. The problem is that it becomes very central to your play, like it is to mine. So my DK suffers on connections that are terrible. Or on like if I'm playing at a tournament and the setups are like laggy and they're not like clean and they're not all uniform. If you're playing in a tournament setting that like all the monitors have like different kinds of lag, that's gonna hurt you. So you got to keep that in mind before you commit to something.
It's definitely precise.
You have to be good at like adjusting to lag, which I personally am not. Like I get very frustrated by it. But all right, so let's go ahead and you can go ahead and quit the room and change your controls. And I'm actually gonna let you know what my controls are personally. You don't have to change them to exactly all this. What I'm gonna ask you right now is what do you have your control scheme set to, and what kind of controller are you using?
So I'm using a Pro controller.
Okay.
And I use. So I have. I use X for jump, A, B attack special. My C stick is tilt. My left bumper is special. My bottom left bumper is shield, and then both right bumpers are grab. And
okay.
That's pretty. And then I don't use tap jump or anything.
So something that I heavily recommend for DK is that one of your... I should have put a password on this room. Everyone's going to be trolling and trying to join my room. But what I recommend is that since you're jumping, your first jump is with your right hand. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and close this room, put a password on it. This is kind of crazy. Everyone's just joining me. Your first jump is happening with your right hand. You want your second jump to happen with your left hand, and then you want your up air to happen with your right hand. That way, the timing will be very, like, alternating, and it'll feel much more natural than, like, doing jump, double jump with, like, 2 different buttons with your right hand, and then up airing all with... You're doing everything with the right hand at that point.
Yeah.
And that's
okay,
not...
Yeah, I really only had the, I had the left bumper as special because I was, like, practicing B-reversing. I found it kind of easier, but... I could actually just do that with like the right bumper.
Yeah.
And then
so
use left for jump.
Absolutely. So yeah, I would recommend changing that L button then, one of those triggers to jump.
Okay.
And that will be perfect. That'll be great. Now you have 2 shoulder buttons set to grab. So I would recommend that you change even one of those. Personally, what I find easier is to change the R one. In your case, I forget, I guess it's just called R for you. You have R and ZR, right? So try changing R to jump and try changing L to jump. It's going to sound like a lot of jump buttons, but I promise you it's all for a reason. Okay. And it's specifically optimized for DK.
Okay, yeah, so I got that. That's it? That's the only changes?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I think you need right now. Yeah. That should be fine. Personally, other than that, I changed one of my face buttons to grab. If you don't use Y for anything, then...
Yeah, I don't use Y.
You might as well make it grab, because you can make it a very nice button for yourself to press rather than one of the trigger buttons. I know the trigger buttons are nicer on the Pro Controller though, so you might just be fine with what you have set, but that will be something that will take you... Yeah, if you don't use it for anything, you might as well change it to a button that you're going to want to have set as its own nice face button. And if it's weird for you, you can always change it, so...
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll try that.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and rehost the room without a title, but I will put a password this time.
Okay.
1 second. Create arena with password. There we go. Okay, I will send you the arena ID. And the password. There. I believe that's all you need to change for now, because like you said, you already have C-stick set to tilt, so that's perfect. So the reason we're setting these buttons to jump is actually to improve your juggling, which will help you with PDKO. That's the left jump button. Also to help you with down airs, ledge drop, double jump down airs from holding ledge. So here's what the L jump does for you. It allows you to jump with your right hand, then immediately let go of that button, because if you hold it and you press the other L button, it won't jump. That's the key number 1 that you need to know. So press it, let go, and then L for the second jump. What that allows you to do is it allows you a much more natural jump, double jump that allows you to completely just follow DI and allow you to C-stick up air to chase. Otherwise, you'd have to quickly double tap your jump button and then like hold up an A.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
what I've always been doing.
It's not as fast and it's not as natural as if you alternate the inputs and then with your right thumb C-stick the up air. You'll find that you're going to be able to chase much more accurately in terms of just because you're alternating the work that your hands are doing, that you can do jump, double jump, up air, and chase better. And this is good to practice on these platforms here like this, because this is how you're going to chase with PDKO. Jump, double jump, up air with a C-stick.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, your double jump is happening with the L button. So once you get real good at this, you'll be like, wow, now you can chase like this after people. With jump, double jump, C-stick, up air, and you'll be able to go way farther horizontally and chase farther than people think that you can hit them, so you'll end up hitting them. Otherwise, like if you jump, double jump, like up and A, you have to shift over from like holding forward to up and A, and it's just like it's not as fast, it's not as accurate. So that's one.
I definitely like just miss those all the time. So
exactly.
That'll be helpful.
So that you're gonna maximize the distance now on that, both vertically and horizontally. So yeah, I jump with Y, double jump with L. So another thing that helps you with is on ledge. So if you're holding ledge, sure you can drop and like hold down and press A, but I find that that like really lingers, that really hinders the amount that you can control like your DI. Like you just can see I'm kind of like staggering here a little bit. It's not like very accurate. But if you jump with, if you let go with back and then double jump immediately with L, you can completely control your spacing with down C afterwards with a down air. And I can micro space it perfectly. So I'm dropping with back, double jumping with L, and then down C for the down air. And then you just get good at timing it so that you're hitting in the 2 frame right there. So you want to get like a spacing kind of like this. Because this can hit through the stage. This will absolutely spike people through the stage right before they grab ledge.
Okay, yeah. So you
Easiest.
do it like right as you're getting back up. I never DI in on that. Really smart.
You should, because you don't lose position from it, right? So it's like almost like non-committal. It's like it's like I get it or I don't. I don't get it. Good. Now I'm in a ledge trapping scenario.
Ledge trap. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah that's really smart.
That's what the L jumping does for you, as well as for this. I also use it for that. Anytime I'm double jumping is with L. So that's what that's for. And now the Z is for attack canceling. So I'll go over this quick. So you have, again, the steps for this. I've gotten better at explaining this. I guess someone's calling me right now. One second, I'll turn my phone off. Okay. Yeah. So for the attack canceling, the way it works is I normally start off by teaching it with walking, but I actually think it's a little bit more difficult because I don't really attack cancel out of walking, but it's important to know that you can do it out of a walk if you want to. So, yeah, I guess we can just do it the easy way first. The way I do it is with foxtrotting, which this is where it ties into the movement that I was teaching you before, because now this could become part of your regimen for movement and technical execution for DK. So, with each foxtrot, that is considered an initial dash. So in each initial dash, you can do an attack cancel. So that would mean, what that means is you can do it out of your first one, you can do it out of your second one, third one. So anytime you're tapping and letting go, the next time you tap, you can attack cancel right away. So yeah. Okay. Basically, so the way that works is we're going to be using it with foxtrotting, but it's easier first to show you what inputs I'm pressing. Is I'm holding forward, then I'm pressing forward tilt behind me, and then I'm pressing jump with, in this case, it's going to be your R1. It's going to be your R press. You're going to press jump within 2 frames after pressing the C stick backwards, while continuing to hold forward. So what it should look like, you're gonna walk forward the whole time. Don't let go of forward. C stick behind you, but you don't want the F tilt to actually come out. You're canceling the F tilt before it actually comes out. The only thing that's coming out is the turnaround. That's it. That's attack canceling. And so you just basically practice that in both directions and get real good out of that input. The reason that it's better out of foxtrotting is because the forward tilt never actually comes out. And so now we're going to do the foxtrot instead, which is where I think it's easier to implement. So what I do is I tap forward, and then I let go, and then I tap forward again, and with that next tap, that's when I do the C stick back Z. So I go like, you can even do it just out of your initial tap. So you can tap forward, you don't have to do a double tap. You can tap forward, continue to hold forward, and then do the C stick back Z. And that's the timing. If you can hear it, it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It takes a lot of practice. So if it's easier, it's gonna be something you're gonna practice on your own. If it's easier for you to do it out of a walk first, it might be, because it's a little bit less technical execution. You just kind of hold forward, and then you tap C stick, and then Z within 2 frames right after. What's important is that you cannot do it out of a run. You can't run and do this. If you do, you'll get a fair. If you're running, you might as well just do a normal reverse aerial rush backer. Yeah. Because you have to...
So it only works on foxtrotting or walking?
It works out of foxtrotting and walking, correct. Anytime that you're doing an initial dash. But the reason that it's so good is that now you can be in this range, and then you can just explode with a back air, turn around immediately with full momentum forward.
Yeah, because usually if I just did,
you could do it normally. You could turn around and do it, but you'll like kind of have this stunted movement where you'll kind of go like this, like you're reaching, which is not as good. You don't have your full running forward momentum. That you get from an attack cancel. That's what's so important. It just extends the range of the back air. Again, that's something that now that I've showed it to you and I've seen you get it at least once, I would practice that on your own, and we can get back to playing a little bit. But that's like the general teachings of DK that I like you to have. Oh yeah, and then just to implement on top of that, again, I think it was in one of my recent lessons. If you want a combo out of dash attack into back air, just look for DK to open his mouth. So right when he opens his mouth, at the end of the dash attack, that's when you immediately tap forward, C-stick, back air. So like right here. So that's what it'll look like when you do it clean. And that will take practice, but it's definitely something that once you lab it, honestly only for like maybe a half an hour, and then just start practically implementing it, then you'll start to get it.
I like having like a regimen of things I do like every day before I play or something. So that'll definitely be something like that.
So what I recommend then in terms of a regimen will be practice the foxtrot out of an initial dash attack cancel. Try to just go back and forth like this. See how many times you can get it in a row for technical execution to build muscle memory. And then to get it faster, so you get better technical execution, you fast fall after the back airs. So you can do it faster and faster. But it's real important to equally train both sides so that you don't get only good at it doing it one way. Because you're going to need to be able to back air in every direction. So, both directions rather. Alright, let's do it. Another question I saw you had was like what to do when someone's on a platform. Generally what I'll do is I'll like wait a little bit, and then I'll like do either like nair pressure, or if you see that their shield is damaged, you can actually just short hop up B and it'll poke their shield, because up B even on full shields has bonus damage. If you're hitting every single hit of aerial up B, it will poke, which is why when you're off stage here and someone's shielding, this will poke through their shield if you do it properly. So properly would mean like
a lot of times they're on a platform and I just try and
up tilt isn't bad, but what you can do is you can damage their shield a little bit with an auto canceled nair, fast fall, and then up tilt. So now if they drop shield, you're hitting them. If they don't, they're taking a lot of shield damage. Other than that, you can just do like safely spaced back airs. Just try to clip them a little bit. Generally what I'll do though, for the most part, is I'll kind of like empty jump to fake like I'm gonna do an aerial, and just empty jumping enough while they're holding shield. Their shield is damaging itself because they're sitting there holding shield. It's shrinking. So eventually they're gonna panic and they're gonna jump. So you can empty jump and then just read the jump and start up airing them. Yeah. There's the damage shield. Nice. In terms of landing options, you're going to want to mix up between, honestly I use nair a lot, but nair and back air are your two best landing options. There's the down angle left tilt, that actually hit you from really deep.
Yeah.
There's the jump back in neutral to stay safe, reset position. Cargo up throw nair because I had a lot of rage and I'm trying to save my up air for some reason. I should have just up aired actually. On FD, you might as well just up air because there's no PDKOs here. So. Oh, I can't believe I messed that up. I tried to do the reverse charge cancel, but I usually don't mess that up.
Actually, I think I need more practice doing that. I tried it, but I usually just go back to the ledge. I'm not actually
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of practice. That's another thing that you don't want to mess around with on a bad connection. Okay, so that was perfect there, but what you want to do is make sure you don't hold forward first. When you double jump, get your full double jump height first. Stay stationary when you do the double jump. So instead of doing this, see how when I'm DIing, I'm not making it, but if you jump in place, look how much height you get. That's how you do it. You have to clear the ledge first before DIing forward. And then to get it even cleaner, you just have to make sure you're jumping early enough. So that the key first is to get the execution so that you're reverse charge canceling and then jumping and clearing the ledge a little bit. I think I might have grabbed the ledge too many times, yeah. But yeah, execution for that, you're tapping away, letting go, and then pressing B. As long as you tapped away and let go, it should do two things. It should let go of ledge, and it should also buffer your pivot. But obviously letting go is important, otherwise you get side B. When you tap B, the tap B into double jump should be instantaneously following each other because you need to get as much jump height as possible. So as soon as you tap B, your charge is canceled, you can buffer the jump.
Okay.
You might even be able to mash the jump to make sure it comes out because double jump heights are always the same.
Sometimes when I mash the jump, I get back on stage, and I get back like right here, and then I jump again.
Okay.
So I got found that like.
Let's see. Why am I not able to grab the ledge after 3 times of grabbing it? This is weirding me out. It should be 5 times. But anyway. Yeah. So you want to get real good at. I would practice this first. Don't even put the back air in there yet. First, do the reverse charge cancel, jump, get the neutral double jump, and then DI forward. You don't want, basically what I'm doing is I'm not doing this. Here's the difference. If you double jump and go like this, you're doing a backflip, which he hugs the stage and doesn't get as much height as if he does this. You want the front flip. You want to front flip and then hold forward. So yeah, that's what you want. And because you clear way more height that way. And it won't look like it, but once you get the front flip, you can actually immediately hold right and you'll clear the stage every time. And then it just comes down to whether or not you jumped early enough. Yeah, so that was it. That was perfect. Now, once you initiate that neutral jump, double jump, immediately start holding back. Maybe not immediately. Maybe wait a little bit and then hold back. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
And you can even get more clearance. Like, this is the most clearance you can get. Let me see if I can get it. See that? See how far onto the stage I got with that jump? That's what you can do. Then, once you're good at doing that, which I can't even get consistently all the time, probably because of online buffering and stuff, you can clear it so much before going for back air. You can even mix up, make it look like you're going to back air and grab them. I've done that before. Or side B.
Usually stand like right here whenever I check. That's really good if you can be able to get all of it.
Yeah, it's super, super good. And again, I always forget how far onto stage it really goes. If you're not clean with it, it won't go far. If you're very clean with it, you can go super far with it. And then back air.
So, one other thing I wanted to talk about was tech situations, like offensively and defensively. What are usually your options? Like, you put them in a tech situation or you get put.
If I knock someone off a platform, it's generally with something like a nair on like Battlefield or Yoshi's. Like, I'll nair to strong hit to push them off, or weak hit if they're at like 20-30%. So like, it won't always put you in a pratfall situation. By the way, pratfalls can be teched, so people can tech this.
Yeah, that's new in Ultimate, right?
Yeah, it's not consistent, but if you do get it, yeah. So go ahead and let yourself, I guess, be locked, and I'll just show you what I normally do out of it.
Okay.
See, it didn't now, because I guess I hit you with a strong hit. Now I have to hit you with a weak hit nair in order to pratfall you. Let's see if I can do that. Might be a little hard. You could freestyle it. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. But say like, it depends on percent. So now that you're at 93, actually I'm gonna go ahead and let's refresh stocks here. If you want to maximize damage, say against a heavyweight, I would probably do something like this. It's hard. It's hard on this stage because of the higher platform. Now I should be able to get it because you're at a higher percent. You can get a down tilt into buffered short hop down air into back air afterwards. Now the back air is not true, but what you're getting is instead of down tilt, honestly, you could down tilt, dash attack, go for combos. That's really as basic and as good as you can get, honestly, if they're at lower percents. If they're at higher percents, maybe you just want to deal as much damage as possible. The other thing you can do is you can down tilt, down angled forward tilt, and that sets up a tech chase situation where now you can run them down, and whether they miss tech or tech in place, you can dash attack and then get the combo. Or you can, because what down angled F tilt sets up is kind of like one of these.
You can do it again.
And you can do the sliding. What I'm doing here is the pivot cancel tilts, the sliding tilts. Have you started implementing those at all with tilt stick?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so all that is something else you can practice. Mighty Mr. Pink, thank you for the host. Appreciate that. So what it is run, slide, run, slide, run, slide. Now during the slide, you're pressing the C stick in the direction that you want to attack. Yeah. And you just do it a little bit faster in order to get that slide immediately into the attack. And you don't even see the slide eventually when you do it fast enough, when you get clean at it. The key is that you have to be running far enough so that you can initiate this pivot slide, which has to be about this far. So you can't do it that's why it's good for tech chases. So if someone misses a tech and you are not in range for a dash attack, but you know you can just barely reach with the F tilt, you can get them in a recursive tech chase situation where you're like F tilt, and now they're off the stage. So it's very good. Yeah, during your run, not your dash, exactly. Yeah. If you get real good at it and real cute with it, you can like down angle F tilt out of it to do a little bit more damage. But I find that has a little bit more cooldown and is a little bit more execution. You can just stick to normal F tilts for this.
And then what about defensively, like when you get put in the tech chase situation?
Yeah, go ahead and do that again. Well, the thing about that is that that's actually fake. You can just DI up and jump. So yeah. But if you're put in a tech chase situation and you know you can tech, try to tech and tech roll away. Because mix it up, you know? If you miss tech, obviously you're going to get blown up. If you tech in place...
I get jab blocked like all the time.
If you tech in place, they're still going to punish you really hard. Most cases.
I feel like the tech roll is like a really hard timing for me. I keep trying to. I'm good at. I can tech in place, but when I try to tech roll, I always say I buffer air dodge.
Something that's good to note is actually go ahead and just like cargo toss me up in the air, and I'll just show you something. Let me try it again. See that? So what I did is I did directional air dodge right above the ground, which first of all gives me iframes, gives me a little bit more distance, and also buffers the tech roll. So yeah, one more time. Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to do it in this time, but basically it's like you just have to wait until you're right above ground, and right before you land, initiate a directional air dodge to get just a little bit more iframes. Now it does have some startup to it. It has about 4 frame startup, so you're not gonna go straight into invincibility, but it does give you that little bit of extra distance. And now
I feel like that's better than air dodging left or right.
Yeah.
Like when how I try to do it now.
Directional air dodging, raw directional air dodging is not that good in disadvantage. It's a hard mix-up option. It should be doing it when you know that you're definitely going to avoid something. Yeah. And you're purposely like they're DIing forward and you want to cross them up and super cross them up, so that's why you're directional air dodging behind them.
And then you take like stage control down.
Another mix-up that I like sometimes with the directional air dodge is this: like if you know someone's gonna try to grab you, like stand like right underneath this platform, like right here, like can face me, like right here, stand. Yeah. Oh, okay. So like if I know that you're gonna grab me, I might go like this. Make you whiff the grab and then punish. That's a nice little mix-up you can get. It shouldn't work all the time, but it'll work just enough so you can cross people up. I find it's real helpful in that situation where like you're landing and they're reading a grab and then you can punish.
Yeah.
But yeah, this directional air dodge, what's good about it is that it'll automatically buffer a tech situation, in which case you can do any kind of tech that you want. You can hold down and do a normal tech. You can continue holding back and it'll do a backward roll, or during this you can hold forward and it'll do a forward tech. So that should make it, and you can directional air dodge in any direction you want too. But during the directional air dodge, right before, you still have to be during the directional air dodge animation while you're touching the ground to get the tech to happen.
It's still like a timing thing, but it seems a little bit...
It's more lenient. It's lenient, yeah.
Okay.
What I would say that's even better than that, though, that's if you want to definitely tech chase. What's even better than that is, I guess, damage me a little bit here. Just like hit me a couple times so that I'm put into tumble percent, like over 30, 40%. This should be fine. So, alright. So now, when you cargo up throw me now.
What was that, like a nair cancel?
That's an A land. Yeah, it's a nair cancel. So right before you hit the ground, you can skip the tech animation. Apologies for the dog barking outside my window. What that is you're nairing, and the leniency for this is... Alright. Okay, let me look up the leniency for the nair auto cancel. It auto cancels on frames 1 through 9. So it's pretty flexible there. So, but the way that you want to do it is you want it to be as unseeable as possible. So the closer you are to the ground, the better. And you can also fast fall it. So what I'm doing is right before I hit the ground, I'm pressing A, and then I'm fast falling, so that I can immediately act. So what that allows you to do is, like, say you do, let's see if it works here. Go ahead and go on ledge and do a get up attack, because get up attacks have high launch angles, or base knockback. That's a good way to practice it. So normally someone's gonna run in, they'll be like, oh, I get a tech chase here. No, I get an A-land grab, or an A-land punch, or, you know? So
yeah, I feel like punch would be really good.
Yeah, it'll throw people off. So actually out of that, if you have punch, you don't have to A-land, watch. You can do a counter punch here. So just do a get up attack. You can just mash B. You can hide the fact that you have startup because you're spinning and they think that you're going to be in a tech chase situation. And then, yeah, go ahead and do that one more time. You can also DI the knockback of you getting hit. So I'm going to hold away and then punch to space it better. So you can make a combination of DIing the attack that's putting you in a tech chase situation, and then making sure you have enough height to initiate punch before you land. And then you can, that's how I call that a counter punch, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I like
it's really good. But also the A landing is probably one of the most important things to know with DK, because it allows you to skip the whole tech vulnerability situation. You don't even have to tech. You can just A land and then grab when someone runs in, or A land and then punch or something. Yeah.
Alright, so I'll definitely practice that. Another thing I wanted to talk about was grabs. So like I know it's definitely different based on the character you're fighting, but like what would you say are like about percents that you would do which kind of grab when you get a grab?
Oh, you mean like what kind of throw and stuff?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
yeah.
got you. Well, if I have you at this percent, personally, I would either down throw or cargo down throw, because I want to get you into a percent where I can PDKO you. And on this stage, that window on DK is, again, it's normally 80 to 98. On this stage, it's 88 to 98, because we have to add +8 because of the high ceiling on Battlefield. So, we need to get you to at least 88 damage. I don't want to do too much damage to you, because then I put you out of the window to get an early kill. So I want to put you in a situation where I can get a tech chase and a regrab. So a real grimy thing you can do on a platform stage is you can grab, you can short hop, cargo down throw them onto a platform, and try to tech chase, regrab, jump up here, double jump up here. In which case, if I do that right now, that'll kill you if I get the regrab. Or I could down throw, which initiates a tech chase along the ground, and if I read that you're going to tech roll back, I can grab you and now put you into percent to kill you on the platform.
And then do PDK. Okay.
Yeah. So let's see if I can do this one. This one is like tricky and like hard. You can also do it like just like this. I know Hikaru does this a lot. He's like the master of this now, but like that. And then you read that they're gonna get an attack, wait for it. Yeah, that's something you can do on Battlefield. Otherwise, I feel like that's probably the best thing to go for if you're looking to cheese a stock. Otherwise, say if you're at like that same percent, or maybe a little bit more percent. Maybe like that. Because I have rage, I should be able to kill you here. Let's see. Actually, I don't think it'll kill you yet. Yeah, I think this will probably work. Again, it's a little stale, so it might not work. But so try to do just whatever your natural tech chase situation scenario is here, and I'll try to see if I can follow you. Like kind of like that. So like you would have to read the neutral getup to get the grab. I was a little slow there. A lot of times you can run up, shield, and someone will do a getup attack. You get the regrab. Or you can like run up and then they roll back, you react to that, and you chase with a dash grab. So the down throw, I think, is good for tech chases at the percents right before you can get PDKO. Otherwise, you can cargo down throw.
I usually just run up and down B, which like it works, but it just kind of like hits them once, and then I don't really know what to do after that. So.
Right. With down B, actually down B is incredible once you get the second hit, because that's what's gonna allow you to get combos. So the way that works is if you read that someone's gonna roll, like go ahead and roll behind me. Sorry. Let's try it. Ready? 3, 2, 1, roll. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to time it here. 3, 2, 1, roll. Yeah, that's okay. We don't have that much time. But basically, if you read a roll, you can start your down B as they start their roll, and they'll be invincible through the first hit, and the second hit will hit them upon their vulnerability when they get out of the roll. And now
you can back air.
You can back air plane. You can bear plane them out of it. You can get multiple back airs. Yeah, it's super good as a combo starter. If they roll in front of you, the second hit of up air will lead to the second hit of down B will lead to up air. It can also lead to back air, but generally, like if they're very close to you, you're gonna want to up air for spacing.
So someone who's rolling a lot, that's like a good rule of thumb.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's the best move to punish rolls in the game, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what about actually could you go over maybe like the timing of the PDKO? Like I feel like I screw it up a lot.
Sure. Yeah, get me to like, you'll need to get me to a specific percent here. Probably like at least 90. You'll probably only be able to do it once because this is such a limited window. That's good, that's perfect. So, okay. So I'm gonna do it to you just to show you what the execution looks like first. So what I do, is I grab with my face button, then I jump with my Y button, in your case it would be X, then DI forward onto the platform, make sure it's a full jump forward. Make sure you try to get to the center of the platform if you can, because if you go a little bit too short, it won't work out. Let go of everything once you drift far enough, then press up on the C stick to toss up, and then jump with your face button, double jump with your L trigger, and then up C for the double jump. Now the speed here is jump, double jump, up air. It should look something like this. You want to get as much height and as much speed as possible. So you don't want to wait like this, because that will never work. You also don't want to go like this, because that's not high enough. So you need to get as much height from your full jump and as much speed as possible before initiating the double jump. So it's kind of like you're like 80%, like 90% done with the full jump before you double jump. And that way, by the time the up air comes out with the double jump, that's happening almost simultaneously. As you're double jumping, you're C-sticking like right away. That way, but you're getting the peak of your up air to meet them. And that's going to be with that jump, again, L trigger, double jump, up C. And just get real good at doing that, and also doing it in different directions so that you can get good at following DI with it. Again, the tricky part is this part. So I'll just show you the execution that I was talking about. You can mis-execute this in many different ways, but the key is to grab, cargo hold, full jump, DI forward, let go of the DI forward, then tap up C stick right before you land, like this.
Okay, so I definitely.
And then jump, double jump, up air. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard. It's not easy to do the execution. So
I usually do like
up and A.
Up and A, yeah.
That's
so
perfectly fine. You can do that too. You can do that too.
Okay.
That's fine. That's it. Now I'm at a percent. Yeah, now it just gets to the muscle memory of this. Make sure you're not holding Y and then pressing L. Make sure you're pressing or pressing X and then pressing L. You have to tap it and then let go. And then just go right into this muscle memory execution with the jump, double jump, up C. I'm gonna just SD again, try to get into a percent where it'll kill.
Okay.
So get me to like 90 or so. And one more hit, it's fine, like a jab. That's good. Alright, so, yep. That's pretty much it. And you just want to get, the execution.
I don't do it quick enough, so like they jump out of it a lot. Is my problem, but I think that's just getting.
Yeah, don't mash the double jump early, thinking that you're not going to catch them, because that's the biggest. That's the most common error I see, is that people are trying to double jump right away to get up there. But the thing is that if they're at a high percent like that, you're not going to reach them with a quick jump double jump. So you want to make sure that you could actually take your time with it. Just make sure you get this execution here as quick and as fast as possible, because this is always going to be the same. Because this is the fastest and the highest that you can get with this. So what it will look like, again, is something like this. It's probably the fastest way to rack up damage. Alright, so we'll get you down here, and then I'll just show you. So this should kill you here. So you also want to practice it not directly underneath the platform. You want to get good at it from doing it from anywhere when you grab. So like something like this. And that's the clean execution of it, while perfectly jumping forward, letting go of the directions. That's the only tricky part about pressing up an A to do the toss, because if you're still holding forward and then you like quarter circle to up, you can get a cargo forward throw by accident. So you want to make sure that you're DIing forward and then like let go of this, or like make sure you're like blatantly holding up for like a while before you do the up toss. I used to do it that way. I switched to C-stick because I got too many cargo forward throw miss inputs. And I found it easier to jump forward, let go of everything, and then just C-stick up, because there's no chance of me messing that up because I'm not holding anything. So that's the way that I would, again, it just looks like this. So this is with the C-stick up toss. It's the least amount of inputs. It feels very clean, very minimal, and I'm not holding anything to get the wrong buffered options. So, yeah, you can maybe practice that, but yeah, that's pretty much what that looks like. And you got the execution on it once, but again, to get it clean would require you to just practice it in training mode. Like that's something that you're gonna want to do. In terms of following actual DI on opponents, that's something that you're gonna have to do in online matches, because now your opponents are gonna be mixing up their DI, mixing up their options after you toss them and stuff. So
yeah, so it's definitely something you gotta work with.
Yeah.
So also with like burying, so say I get a side B, what's like the best options out of that? Because I see sometimes you do up smash, or like you'll jump it up there.
If I'm going for a kill, I'll do charged up smash. Again, I have.
And that only works once they get out of the bear.
I have a command here in my chat on my stream that this image here, I'll just send it to you quick because I have access to it right now.
Okay.
This works on 28 characters in the cast. That when they're buried, just start charging an up smash, because even when they're still buried, your up smash will hit them. So there's no reason not to just start charging it, because you get more knockback on it. And the key with up smash is that it anti-airs too. So you can start charging it. You can even, if you're not sure it's gonna kill, just charge it and then wait till they pop out and then release, because that's how you can hit it on everyone in the cast. That's why I do it at kill percents, because I know that it's not gonna hit them when they're in the ground. Well, I'll just hold it. If I know that they're gonna mash immediately. If their mix-up is to not mash at all, then that doesn't work as well. Then if you read that they're gonna mix up by not mashing at all, then you can forward smash or punch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you get it at like low percents, then you could like jump up there.
Yeah, you can low percent. What I like to do is, if I know that they're gonna mash out and they have maybe like 30-40 damage on them, I'll do an empty short hop, falling up air, so that I hit them as soon as they pop out, so that I can get a big string of up airs afterwards. Yeah, get the combo starter up air so you can get the rest of them. Yeah. You can also maybe at like 40-50% as a mix-up. Maybe like 70-80% if you bury someone. That's not enough for up smash, or honestly at 70-80% when you bury someone, you won't be able to get a forward smash off in time, because people that are good mashers will 100% get out before you can do it, because it has too much startup. So what you can do is, if you're close enough, you can down tilt depending on their percent. Now, if you side B them and say, again, let's just see if I can show you here. The window on DK starts at 80. So here, I'm going to side B you here, just to show you. There's still a 40% trip rate when I side B. I want you to try to mash out of this, too.
Okay.
There's a chance that that will trip you. And then you can go for that and you get a kill confirm out of it.
Okay.
But you have to make sure that, this is why I recommend joining the DK Discord, if you haven't already. There is percentages listed, and here's the link for you to join the DK Discord. I'll post that for you in the Discord as well, here in the DMs. In the DK Discord, you can scroll down to, let's see here, matchups, A through L and M through Z. Let's just say, for example, we'll go through A through L. The first character, Banjo-Kazooie. Right up top, our combo ranges. It tells them the PDKO percents. It also tells you the down tilt trip range. So on Banjo, the window to kill him with a PDKO kill confirm is 70 to 83. The trip range is 0 to 74.5. So what that means is that at any time, if he's within 0 to 74.5, when you down tilt, there's that 40% trip rate. So you can down tilt out of a berry and get a trip out of it. So you can, that's like if you're, you know, you're really going for it. Let's see if we can actually get it to happen. It's pretty rare, I would say. But it's something that you can do if you're looking to optimize a kill and nothing else would kill in that situation. So let's go ahead and, I don't think, let's see, against DK, I might have put you to too much percent. Maybe that's what it was. Donkey Kong is 82.7 is when he'll, so this has a potential to trip you here. And this will put you into the range of killing you. So this is like an example of when it's, this is where you want to like kind of foxtrot around, dash dance around, and wait for an opening.
You can fish for a berry and get
fish for a, you want to fish for a down tilt there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had you at too high of a percent. So let me get you to a little bit lower percent so I can try to just demonstrate this one more time. This is just an example, like if you're close enough. Let's see. So 68, berry does, let's see, 42. This would probably work. Yeah, I think so. So if I bury you, and then, now you can buffer a dash grab out of that, and whether or not they trip, you can end up getting a grab off of it. But if there's a 40% chance there, did you see how you like kind of were like in a little bit of stun there, but you didn't get knocked back? That's because you were still within the trip range.
Okay.
You were still underneath 82.7, which is the range for DK.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't do enough, but that is definitely, you're definitely capable of doing stuff like that with DK. You can also down tilt and just start charging a forward smash. Or run forward and forward smash. Because now they're put in a tech chase situation if they're beyond trip range, because they're put into tumble. They have to now either tech the ground, or they're going to miss tech, or they're going to tech roll. So you can run up, read a tech option, and then punch or forward smash kind of a thing. Yeah.
So is there even much ways to get punished, like going for that, if they don't trip?
Well, they can spot dodge, you know, like when they get out. So your timing has to be crucial. It's all depending on their mash timing, right? So it's not like what I normally do. That's like that's maybe optimal stuff, or like super optimal stuff if you know how fast they're gonna mash and the percents are all right. What I normally do when I bury someone at like 30 or 40 is I'll just immediately jump and neutral air because it lingers, and if it hits them, you can get something like this. If I bury you at around, say, like this percent, and I want you to try to mash out of this too.
Okay.
You can get a nair, and now that sets up. I actually would have been better if I didn't land on the platform. Let me try again. You can even turn around and then late hit reverse nair into back air. If you're facing forward, you can. Sometimes I get it real nice where you can like short hop neutral air and then make it plop them on a platform and then up air, up air, up air, up air, like kind of a thing. And that's all out of a berry. So, and that's why I feel like nair is probably one of the best things to do when you bury someone at like 0 to like 50. If you bury them at 0, they're gonna get out before you can really do anything. So you might as well try to up air real fast to hit them. But if they're at like 30 through like 60, I will like position myself properly and then try to go for a neutral air. It looked like the reverse neutral air worked really well there. Just make sure the platforms aren't like stuffing your landing or anything. If you get a DI forward neutral air, you can kind of like, again, the platforms here are not positioned properly here. Normally you can go for like a full hop neutral air, falling up air, up air, up air on other platform stages. These are like too low to do that though.
Yeah, wow, that's low for us to do it. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I do. I just go for nairs. You can, again, go for raw things. Sometimes, like, if you just want a big, juicy hit and you know they're not going to die, you can jump and forward air because of the big, sweeping hitbox. Yeah, so, like, you can either hit them. You can, even better yet, if they don't mash hard enough, you can spike them while they're still grounded.
They're still grounded.
Or, if they pop up, you're hitting them anyway. And they're just being sent out.
Elite Smash DKs do that.
That's a very basic way to just get a forward air to hit, you know? Or, if you're swagging and you know that they're going to mash, you can bury, if you have a punch, but you know it's going to whiff because they pop out, you can bury and then jump punch.
Yeah, and then jump punch, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a lot you can do out of it. But again, I think at this percent, no reason not to just, you don't, just keep it simple, you know?
Okay,
like,
yeah, I was confused because I noticed like sometimes that would work, and sometimes it doesn't hit them when they're buried, so I'm happy you sent me that.
Yeah, it's very useful.
I just joined the Discord, so that'll be helpful.
There's too much information in there, dude. You can learn stuff literally every day until the end of time, probably, if you like just study the DK Discord. So
okay, cool.
Especially for matchup specific stuff, percents and such. I know we did a lot of discussion. I'm down to do like a final like best of 5 set with you just to like get some more games in with you here.
Okay.
Yeah, because we didn't talk too much about like your habits. We went over a lot of instructional stuff though, which is great because this is all going to be very useful to you.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this back and practice a lot of stuff we talked about.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'm still trying to get good at that
B reverse?
Reverse down B, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that too much. I definitely have that in some of my other lesson content.
Yeah, I think I had seen you talk about it.
So I would maybe reference that where I talk about it a little bit more in depth. But it's definitely a mainstay for DK. You're going to need that. There you go. Yeah. Just get good at the hyphen up smash, which is just the run up A. It's like actually pretty hard to do with DK.
Yeah, I have found it hard. I usually like match like a dash attack or something.
Yeah, so the key there is just to dash forward and then let go of the dash completely and then tap up A. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you're holding forward, it'll just mess up. That's the attack cancel. Nice. This is cargo forward throw here, because I have a lot of rage, and you're at a percent where it'll just kill you faster than anything else. Nair for damage, because you can get nice strings off of Nair sometimes. Nair into upper. Nice. Sour spot punch. Oh no, that's ugly.
Too high. The cover too high.
Yeah, a little bit too high. And that's where the down angle forward tilt is going to come in handy because from that position, it will anti-air and it will hit low. It will do both.
Okay, yeah, that's really good then. Would you want to use that against like, say like a Lucina that wants to drop off in fair?
Yeah, you can definitely get that to work because DK's hand is intangible. It's like it's basically a sword on his hand itself.
Yeah.
His arm can be hit, but if you space the hand properly, it can't be yeah, it can't be dealt with. Ooh, nice mix up. That was a good mix up though, that threw me off. Keep it simple, just side B up smash on the hard punishes if you know that the up smash is going to hit them when they're buried. Yeah, a little bit too high. Yeah. Oops. Ooh, there was that latest hit of dash tag. That was a nice one. Oh, that's a good grab. Oh yeah, there you want to just run off cargo forward though, because that was at a high percent. Yeah.
That's smart.
Matchup things. Yeah, for the most part, I'm so far noticing just the recovery is a little bit too high. So what you want to do there is just save your jump. Go super low before using the jump. Hug stage, especially on a wall stage, because even if you jump from super duper low, even if they try to spike you, you can tech the wall. So
yes, true. Yeah, I find that I always burn my jump and I just get caught. So I definitely gotta. I need to like wait for them to try to punish me.
Yeah, just wait for a commitment first before jumping. That's one of the keys. Don't ever jump before someone starts chasing you. Jump like to react to avoid something. There's the double back air. Good spacing. Well, if you get forward tilted, you took damage, so it's not considered a regrab there. So don't worry about that. Yeah, you'll have iframes as long as you take damage. Yeah.
That was a really good box shot. It's like a drop shield thing.
Just a little movement mix-up, so we'll get people to just throw off their timing. Just get them to drop shield. Mix in the down Bs instead sometimes. Yeah, I had too much rage there. Cargo forward throw. As the recipient there, you want to mash up until the point where you're being tossed. Then you want to hold up and in. Otherwise, you're going to die quicker. Yeah. Nice. Oh, jeez.
The style it comes.
That's the most damage that you can possibly do, so you might as well. You could charge a punch, Side B, then up smash. You could do anything there at that percent, but
Yeah. Makes sense.
But we could play one or two more. I feel like we didn't really play that many games, so I don't want to cut you short on games. So, but coming up after this, guys, we're gonna have a double session with me and Miss Ayan versus J-Ribs and Salty. So look forward to that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun stuff. What's up, real cool guy? What's up, man? So yeah, you definitely want to be charging punch in neutral if given the space to do so. Just make sure that you're far enough away to do it. Neutral air, because I'm definitely going to go for PDKO on this stage because we got the platforms. To mash, I just rotate the sticks rapidly. That's all you got to do. I have a really good mash, so that shows you that you really don't have to make it too complicated. On this stage, it's +5 to the percent minimum, so it'll actually be 85 to 98. Good patience. See how low I'm going? Yeah, just to throw off like whatever you're going for, and also put myself next to the wall so I can attack. That's good on this stage because of the high platforms, but it's good in general as like almost as like a forward air kind of a thing when you're running off of a platform because it covers in front of you a little bit. Ooh, nice. Another good use of down B, cover techs. Yeah.
I got caught.
That all started from a cargo up throw neutral air, but that's because it's important to know as the recipient and as the person doing that is actually not necessarily not safe, but I shouldn't be able to follow up after the nair. So when I hit that nair, I generally want to space it to hit you and then move away. But if I'm spacing it to hit you and moving forward because I think I can get an up air afterwards, if I go for the up air, I'll get punished if you do something fast enough. I don't think DK can. He can jump away though. He can jump away. Okay. He can jump to avoid up airs. If you do nothing there, you get caught by nair, up air, up air, up air. Yeah, but in that's a situation where you have to have your resource, your double jump, and you have to use it there in order to escape the follow. See? If you didn't do anything there, I could have gotten a back air. That's why I like the neutral air though, is that it hits and then it forces someone to spend their double jump to avoid the next follow-up. Or they might have to, they can also air dodge to avoid follow-up. But either way, you're getting them to do something that you can use as information later, because that's how they like to escape disadvantage. Nice, good mix-up, yeah. Cargo forward throw. Cargo down throw, probably I wouldn't have been able to go deep enough with the way that you were mashing. that's a good time to use grounded up B. When you know that someone has no double jump left, and they're gonna do a single hitting aerial to try to stop you. It has a nice hurt box pullback, so that you can like pull back and just avoid their aerial, or you can just armor it and then punish them on landing and then get the kill. Even better because I had rage, so I knew it was gonna kill. Nice. Good. I'm like failing at this. Nice. Nice. Oh, that was nice. Oh yeah, the panic get up attack was the only thing you did wrong there. That was a really nice advantage state there. That's good.
I was just mashing to trying to get back to. I treat it kind of like Bowser's up B. I know it's not, but I always just like mash B and I get back up.
I liked the what's it called? I like the option where you went for the jump off punch. However, I think that was the only thing that was overcommittal there. You had me in a really good edge guard position, and I feel like you just didn't need to go for the punch right away. You could have just like do one of those feint jump off stage, make it look like you're gonna do something, but don't, and retreat and see what I do. Did I burn my double jump? Did I jump out? If I did, now you can chase and you can edge guard, or you can chill back on ledge and just get a free down air or a down B spike.
So baiting and jump is big.
Yes. Jumping out there, making it look like you're going to do something, and then jumping back. Specifically doing that with DK while facing backwards if they're far out because they are expecting to get back aired. Or you can jump out while facing forwards and now they're expecting down B, forward air, down air, punch. You have all that available to you. So.
Or would a good option be like run off, jump back on, and like punch while you're falling back on?
Only if, the punch won't hit there unless if they're like challenging you. They might do that depending on positioning. That could work, but generally I'll try to run off, jump back on, and then I'll like just set up down angled forward tilts because that's the safest, least committal thing you can do, and it'll keep pushing them farther and farther out. Of course, work on the timing and spacing of those. Those are super good. But yeah, let's play one more. That was a good game.
All right, last one.
Like that.
Cool.
Yeah, you were hanging in there like that whole last stock there.
Yeah.
Oh, no shield.
That was maybe another time I probably should have just ledge trapped instead of going for that edge guard.
Yeah. And when you did break my shield there, I would recommend charging punch before going for the full charge smash, just to get, because you get it for free.
True.
You get it for free, you might as well.
Yeah. was that like a jump read?
Yeah, it was basically a read on whether you would get up in place or jump. Yeah, because you had waited a decent amount of time, and I just guessed at the timing that you would get up. Ooh, nice. Oh, you got me. Oh, yeah.
Good timing.
Nice. Yeah, so you could do that too. Don't mix up your back air timings. Like, instead of always doing rising short hop back air, you just like jump, full jump, do nothing, 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 nothing. Wait till you're perfectly spaced and it's totally unpunishable, then back air.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I really appreciate the lesson, man. I think I learned a lot.
Hell yeah, man. That was definitely, we went over a lot of info there.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot of good stuff for you. Again, hit up that DK Discord, hit up all those resources in there. And I'll highlight this video for you so you can go back and watch. Definitely good games. I could easily see a lot of improvement. You were adapting like pretty hard, so that was sick. Good stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this back and definitely practice what we talked about. All right, so I'll probably tune into the stream tonight. So I'll see you.
All right, man.
See you in a bit.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good one. Peace out.